a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Martin's role as our godly parent. I'm Charlie, following the path of blah, blah, blah. Fuck.
Have it!
I've already messed it up. Because I'm reading from my script. My script is still Kane Chronicles.
Yeah, of course. So
I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. I fucked it up.
You got it. Do you want to do it clean, or are we gonna do that?
That's gonna stay in now at this point. That's
great. Fair. Ray's not here. It's gonna be a weird episode anyway. Might as well just bring it from the front. Hi, I'm Darien from Cabin 20. Or until Hestia gets a canonical cabin number.
Hey yo, Darien. How's it going?
Hi, Charlie.
My friend.
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing alright, you know? Like I mentioned off mic, my cat is very much missing me. So
Baby.
I'm getting lots of snuggles. We were snuggling, I think, all night. So
good. Nice.
It's very good. I'm so
Cats
covered
are
in
good.
cat hair. And
As you
I was
should be.
not for the 2 weeks that I was home. So
Mhm.
But y'all, if you couldn't tell, Raye is not here today, and that's because they are very sick.
They're
And they
down
gave
with
us
the
the go
sickness.
ahead.
They did.
So we're gonna trudge through, and I was already kind of expecting this to potentially be a long one. One, it's a Darien episode.
Hi.
2, this is one of the longer episodes of the Percy Jackson
47
show.
minutes. Mm-hmm.
So I think this
It's almost 10 minutes longer than the previous episode.
I'm already obsessed with it. There's so many things I want to talk about here.
Yes, I feel like they did a really good job of the plot points they combined for this episode.
Right?
That felt really good to me. Like how they were being able to like streamline and get these things in sync worked really well for me.
So I will be stealing Ray's little bit we do here, which is,
Perfect.
does the title work? We check into CC's spa and resort. Did they check in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there. They're given clothes. They're offered amenities. Yeah.
Yeah. And they never check out.
And the 999th happy haunts. No, but it
Literally.
is. Yeah. The one thing is the still calling her Cece. I just don't think we need to do that.
We didn't need to, but it's a cute little nickname. You could just be like, oh, it's Cece's. Right. It's cute.
Right, like because we get to the part in the episode where Annabeth's like, wait, I know who you are. And she's like, Circe? Yeah, I'm not trying to hide it. But she is called Cece earlier. And I was like to DJ, my brother and co-host on Muses, I was like, hey man, is Cece just like Hyla's nickname for her? Is that just like what the employees call her as like an affectionate, like, hey boss?
It could just be,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have just put that in the episode. Be like, yeah, that's just what everyone calls me now. It's my nickname, you know?
Yeah,
I had to get with the times.
But it's crazy because it's like, it's not shorter than Circe. It has the same amount of syllables. Like it's not a nickname, not like a pet name. I guess nicknames don't necessarily have to be shorter. They can just be like other names affectionate. But like the reason she was Cece in the book is because in the books Rick Riordan will do this thing that's a mystery for the readers to solve and to like increase the tension for like Percy, is to like never let us know who this figure is.
Yeah.
Until the big reveal. But that is not something that the show is doing. Like, because all of our characters are very informed as to Greek mythology, they pick up on these things pretty quickly. Like the fact that we know it's Polyphemus, that's not a thing that we knew in the books. Like, we weren't sure what was going on with Grover or what he was dealing with for a long time. because that was part of the mystery of the novel. So the reason she's called Cece in the novel is to mislead us so we and Percy and Annabeth don't know that they're, quote, in danger. It's the same reason it was Auntie M's Emporium in the last book. It's so they don't know. But we don't really need to do that here. So I am a little surprised they just didn't like change it to we check into Circe's spawn resort. Like, I get it. It's the chapter title and they're naming episodes after the chapters.
I feel like they're not gonna change those. I think they're gonna keep all of the chapter titles, whether or not they make the most sense or not.
Yeah, like we release like a zebra in Vegas. Makes no sense.
The zebra? I'm still mad about it because the zebra is not visually in front of everything else.
No, it's
and it
like,
should be.
Yes, it's the zebra. If you're gonna name, which makes me think they weren't gonna use that as the episode title originally. Because if they were, wouldn't we made a point to show the zebra? I don't know, but that's like cards on the table. That's like my one nitpick about this episode. By and large, I really liked it.
I love that.
Yeah, and I'll also like say up front, I really like what they did with Circe. Like, if folks are like waiting with bated breath to see if Darren's gonna be pissed, twist. I'm actually into it. I like what they did with her because it serves, I think, to better represent her as a mythic figure from the Odyssey compared to the book, and also she continues to serve her function within the Percy Jackson story in the same way they did with Medusa last season. I found it satisfying.
I have listened to your thoughts on Epic the Musical, so I do know you like how they did her.
Yeah,
and every time I watch this episode now, I'm hearing like Puppeteer in the background. I can't not watch the episode and hear the Circe saga playing.
Of course, yeah, it's
because I'm think, obsessed.
Oh, it's so good. But I also, because like, if you're gonna ask me like, hey, which version of Circe do you like more? And I'm like, I really like Epic Circe. Like, I think she's I like this powerful woman defending the nymphs on her island. Like, as a like, I like that.
Yeah, and that's still kind of what we have here. She's still a caretaker figure in this. And I really like that that's the take on her that we're keeping, is she's a caretaker of other people.
Yeah, and like she says, like her fatal flaw is empathy. She wants to help people even if they don't want her help. And that is, I like that because that is a thing that has caused her immense pain. And now because of her pain, she uses that as a justification to do this very wrong thing, this very selfish thing she's doing, which is she doesn't want to be alone. So she's tricking all these people into staying with her forever, but she has justified it in her own head that like, no, I'm helping them but she's not, and that is villainy without outright maliciousness, which I really liked, because Circe in the Odyssey, as Charlie, you all know, is not an outright malicious figure. Like, she turns Odysseus's men into pigs and she tries to kill him. She's a woman that lives alone on an island. What do you think she's gonna do to men who just show up there? Like, shout out to Madeline Miller. Like, there's a reason she does this. Like, but it kind of maybe takes a woman to realize, actually, this is not just like, oh no, powerful woman, scary, like a man would do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's Rick Riordan's in Sea of Monsters, the way Circe is presented is very much with all due respect to Rick Riordan, who's grown a lot, is just a man seeing a surface level thing and not interrogating it further. And so we just have Circe scary, she doesn't like men. And it's like, Richard.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Again, he's gotten so much better about those things.
Yes, exactly. We saw that with Medusa last season. It was really strong recontextualizing her as a character and making, this is not the Medusa episode, but like, she's still, I think he did it a lot better, while she still served her, this is an obstacle our heroes have to get by, kind of using that same template, because it is someone who is been hurt and is using their hurt to justify causing harm to others, and that is what our characters have to overcome, not necessarily just this woman.
So let's go through this.
Yes.
A little bit. You know me, I like to go a little frame by frame sometimes, just because it helps me organize my own thoughts.
Let's go.
But we open up, Percy is like all by himself in this weird room that's weird and foggy, and my brain was like, the mist? what's going on here? Like, is this place covered in the mist so we won't know what's going on? That really had nothing to do with anything, but it was interesting. Is this like supposed to be like, oh, it's a spa? There's probably a steam room somewhere close by.
I think it was just supposed to be like visually weird and ethereal, and then the twist is they're at a spa. It's like spooky and creepy, and then you walk out and it's like it's a spa.
Yeah. And Annabeth shows up and she's like, hey, don't go anywhere. I've only been up a little bit before you. I haven't seen everything yet. I don't know where we are. Are we on an island? Are we on a boat? What's going on? And then our girl...
She asked Percy, right? Like, she asked Percy, like, where are we? Because she thinks Percy got them there. Which I think is a totally reasonable... But also, hey...
Well, if they were on a boat, Percy would also know where they are, right? Because he has those perfect bearings. So maybe that's also why she's asking.
Yeah, but it's also they showed up together. And I think I would almost say, like, it's not spoken, but I would almost be like 100% the reason they washed up together is because Percy made sure he did not get separated from Annabeth.
Yeah, we don't see any of, like, what happened, really, after the, like, dramatic eyes glistening and then everything gets destroyed last episode. But I'm gonna try not to be spoilery about this, but our girl, Hilla, shows up. I always want to call her Hyla.
I also always call her Hyla, but you're right, it's Hilla. She also says it, so...
I'm like, she says it, I guess that's canonical now. I have to go by it. So Hilla shows up and she's like, yeah, you guys showed up on a raft. Sorry, I'm assuming everyone else is dead.
Yeah.
Oops. So they have to think about that for a minute. Percy is rightfully, going through it immediately.
Going through it, for sure.
Tyson is dead. I failed him. Annabeth, I love that she's like, even though we know her trauma with Cyclopses, we know that she doesn't necessarily like or want to like Tyson necessarily, but she's still like, hey, he's fireproof. He's the son of Poseidon. He can make it. It's okay, Percy. Don't cry, Percy.
Yeah, she wants to be optimistic, even though, like, I wonder how much this is genuine for her thinking, like, hey, maybe Tyson could have survived, because she is so logical, and it is so, like, even if he survived the explosion, can't breathe underwater, right? So, like, she's literally like, hey, no, there is a possibility, we should have hope, or is she disregarding that to try to comfort Percy here? And I think both are good. Like, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think it's just interesting to be like, we don't really know how much she believes what she's saying, but it is a thing that Percy needs to hear right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she's bringing her logic brain into, like, what's a possibility that could help him? Here we go. This is a possibility. And I think it's Annabeth. She wants to comfort Percy, whether or not it is a logical thing.
Yeah.
That's her one thing that goes towards a logical is Percy.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
So they are shown the rest of the spa a little bit.
Spa. Let's go to the spa. Join me in the spa.
Yeah, let's go to the spa. Everybody's in these, like, cute little outfits and robes. We have our Grecian outfits, and then we have our straight up just white bathrobes because we're in a spa. Why not?
Yeah, we're a spa. And this one man suddenly starts, like, storming out. He's like, I gotta go. And he's all decked out in, like, the Grecian armor and everything. And when we saw this happen, I was watching with DJ, and his theory was like, oh, is this like on all points, like all happening at different points in time, where everyone is actually from a different point in time, but they haven't actually been here since then. It's just every person who washes up on the island is in this weird out of time space, because there was like so many different visuals, and I was like, it's not that. But I did like that as a take of like Circe's island being literally out of time.
Yeah, like, I still wouldn't necessarily put that immediately fully out of a realm of possibility, but...
Yes, like, I wouldn't hate that as a take.
Most likely not. So this man very well could have been here since who knows when, because...
But yeah, I don't think that is not what's happening. They're all here chronologically and aging appropriately.
I was wondering if they are actually aging appropriately, though. Like, that is a question that I had, because I'm like, okay, well, Circe is a witch. She can do whatever the heck she wants here.
True.
So, yes, we saw, like, our old lady friend. I've forgotten what her name is already.
Sandy?
Zadie.
I don't know why. Zadie.
Yeah. So we saw her, and, like, your assumption is immediately, oh, she said, like, 50 years. So, like, maybe she's been here for that long. Or maybe Stavros, our, like, Greek soldier, just hasn't been aging for however long he's been here.
It could be that.
And she hasn't been aging.
Like, yeah. But I think the other thing was we know in this world that adult demigods are so rare because it is so dangerous. And adults, demigods who make it to adulthood don't typically continue going on quests. Their life quiets down. And everyone else, like, around are adults. So that's my interpretation, is they were on quests in their youth. Like, if this woman's been here for 50 years, she looks to be in her, like, 60s. Was she 14 when she got here?
Or does something in the spa every so often rejuvenate these people?
Yeah, because, like,
sorry, I'm going off here.
I think because it is a question of, like, is Circe wants to keep people with her, but I think if you have someone that passes, like, but we'll learn, like, she has a whole system of, like, making sure they don't lose hope and they stay and they feel hope because she wants them to be happy and feel like they're going towards a goal. But if someone dies because they've been on the island, like, just of old age, not of, like, failing of our sirens, which we'll get to, but like, if they just die of old age, so they've been there for, like, 70 years, I feel like that is going to cause real, like, massive like, distress in the community. So I can also see the
again, it's a spawn resort, so there's a chance that we could have some, like, magical, like, magical lotion, and now your skin is younger, like, what have you. You go in the steam room and you become a new person type deal,
like,
or whatever.
slowing their aging, at least.
So
trying to put it off for as long as, and also they're all in great health. Like, this is the other thing we know, is they're eating great. They're definitely getting good exercise, right? They're doing cardio. They're doing good stretches. Like, Circe is making sure everyone is healthy. So at the very least, like, we are aging gracefully because we're eating our little fruits and vegetables, and we're going for luxurious swims.
I feel like at some point we need to, like, do a rating of, like, all the places you could get stuck in the Percy Jackson world. Muses bonus show. Put it on the list, Darien.
Yes, absolutely. I would actually, no, that's a great idea. Yeah, well, absolutely. Do you want to be on for that? That would be fun.
I would love that.
Yeah, let's do that. That's
and I'm just like, fun. I feel like this might be higher on my list based on, like, Circe's gonna take care of you. Like, she's gonna gaslight you for so long, but she's gonna make sure you are happy.
Yeah, okay? Right? Like, that is her. It's so fascinating because when she says she wants to keep them safe, she wants them to be happy, like, that is sincere, right? And it almost makes it more, like, scary.
Yeah. There's different types of, like, villainy and, like, the villains that actually have the good intentions and don't realize what they're doing.
Well, no one thinks they're a villain.
So, like, this also is a different take on Circe's CC spa without the female sorcery angle, as far as we can tell. We don't get anything about that. So, you know, that is actually my one other nitpick about the episode. Not enough magic. I'm sorry.
I really liked her summoning things whoosh,
I did think that was cute, but I was like, I need some, like, sparkle dust or something when that happens. Like, something like,
you're right, like,
visually magical, because it kind of looks like you're like, what are you doing?
The show is not interested in giving us, like, a special effect to communicate the ability is happening. Like, Percy, when he's not waterbending. Like, when the couple times we've seen him do, like, water stuff, he's just standing there and focusing, but he's not using his arms to direct or lift anything up. Circe doesn't, like, do a wave, it just comes to her.
Like, sometimes it's fine, he doesn't need to do waterbending. Like, when you see his face in, like, you know, the later scene where he's angry and the water just kind of bubbles, I'm like, that works for me. That makes sense.
That's been, like, a subconscious. Like, we know that's his reacting to his emotion, but it's like in the first season, in that, like, battle with Ares, there was some confusion about the ocean, where it was like, because it is overlaid with Poseidon talking about when Percy needs me, I will be there. And because we don't see Percy doing anything physical or visual to show he is control, like, dear listeners, you can't see me, but I'm lifting my arms up. I'm like, whoosh, right? Like, I look like like the movie poster with Logan Lerman lifting his arms. It's like, I know what I'm doing here. And I also understand like that's maybe why they don't do it in the show. But it led to some audience members, me included, even though I understood like it can't be that, but it did make me think that like why would they leave it so like you could interpret it as if Poseidon was the one sending the ocean to help Percy.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's one-on-one. It can't be. And it isn't. But without this visual cue, it left it kind of vague. But that just seems to be a decision the show has made where it's not going to be as I don't know, visual.
Yeah.
It's just you and that's but I agree. I want magic to look magical.
When it's like witchy or sorcery type magic, because she's a sorceress. Sorry.
Yes.
But I want it to be like, you know, some kind of like sparkly, wispy stuff going on. And I just didn't get enough of that vibe in this episode to be like, this is Circe. I'm like, this is a person. This is a person.
DJ was like, oh no, she's a self-help guru.
Literally.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can think of.
That's literally what she is here. But I also like that we are properly introduced to the concept of fatal flaw and that we get Percy so early.
So we did talk about it in this book because this is when Annabeth is like, oh yeah, they teach you your fatal flaw. They taught me that I have hubris. She didn't apparently know until she like saw the sirens. So they
I like Camp. I like this better with her with like Annabeth being like
funny.
It's Pride. It was on my very first report card at Camp Half-Blood. Like, nah. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's Annabeth. Like, she's aware this is a thing, and it's like, yeah, and I was proud of that fact too. I'm like, of course you were, because you saw that, and you saw you got an A+ in like lava rock wall climbing, an A+ in like tactician, an A+ in war games, an A+. Yeah, you look at that and be like, of course it's. I should be prideful. I'm the best. It's like, Annabeth, that's a problem.
I just love that now we canonically know that Camp Half-Blood sends out report cards.
Yeah, who is this report card for? It's gotta be.
They show it to your godly parents on the winter solstice.
Who gets it? Does it godly parent? Do they send it home to any mortal parents that are still in contact? Like, who is it? Just for the kids to know where they're at, what they need? I can totally see Chiron being like, I need to make this as like normal as possible. Like, I want these kids to like see their updates as possible. Oh, I could also see it being a bit that Dionysus does for funsies.
Yeah. I just love it. I just love it so much. So they meet Cece, and everybody is like looking out at Stavros, the Greek warrior.
Right, I forgot about this. Oh no,
because he like steals a jet ski or something, and is just like going off to go past the sirens as we see through the telescope. All right. Our takes on the sirens. They have done them a little bit differently for the show.
A little bit.
Listen, I'm always happy when they don't make sirens just plain old mermaids.
Yes.
So.
Because
that's boring to me.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the Cece thing isn't my own nitpick. Okay. I don't like the siren look. I'm going to be super honest. And I feel like a lot of folks are like, oh, but it's so different. And at least it's not the mermaid thing. And like are giving it a lot of credit for that. And I'm like, yeah, it looks cool as a monster that's like, but it's like, why isn't this Scylla?
I was like hopeful in the fact that I was like, okay, like I haven't seen much of them from the trailers. Like they do look like weird rock monsters, but there's also that thing in the credit sequence that makes them look like bird mermaid type thing. And I was like, that's a cool interpretation. I would love it if they did something like that. And that's not what they look like here. So I'm wondering if there was a miscommunication in one of these departments in working on the show, because they're not birds, they're not mermaids, they are rocks. They're kind of made of like shells almost a little bit.
Yeah, and like barnacles and stuff. They're like literally a part of the island. And I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. Like it's weird because I do like it as a visual monster design, and the way they look is really cool. Like I'm not saying I dislike this visually or as an opponent for our characters to fight. Yeah, go on.
But it doesn't say siren, is what you're gonna say, right?
Yeah, I dislike it as a siren choice.
I think I fully agree with that. Like, I want to give them something for like, okay, you didn't just go with mermaid, but you also didn't go with bird lady, like in any form at all.
And they're
like
birds because they sing. Like, it's the song of the siren. That's why they're fucking birds. So why are they rocks? And they're attached to the island. So is that, like, why Circe can't get rid of them? Because they're a part of it, and they're literally, like,
I mean, that is a cool thing, I guess, that they're, like, specifically tied to it. But
like,
again...
I feel like this concept, again, like, could have been used for Scylla as, like, this creature that's literally attached and a part of, and if we wanted to, like, do a full out and see, like, that feels more appropriate for an interpretation of a creature that is, like, rock and embedded into the physical environment. It just doesn't feel appropriate to siren.
Yeah.
Because it's the island of the siren. For me, at least, I've never viewed the island as the most fundamental thing about the sirens, which it feels like this design is trying to do.
Do we know where the sirens are? I feel like we have, like, a map of where everything is. So, like, I don't know. It feels weird. It's like a few different islands.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just like an island. But it's like, Aia is Circe's island.
Yes.
But the sirens don't feel necessary as part of the island. Because, and again, that just feels like what the design... Again, it's like, I don't dislike it. My critique isn't that, oh, well, it's not like it should be in the book, or it's not like it is in myth, and thus I don't think it's very good. That's not it. I don't mind that it's so drastically different. I just don't agree with the visual interpretation, because I don't think it is emphasizing the most important thing about a siren to me.
Their song.
That's the whole thing.
Their
Again,
song,
it's like, it feels like the island is less important to me.
They don't feel enticing. They just feel like rock monster.
They're just rock monster.
Thank you for rock monster.
Yeah, and that's okay. Is it rock? Well, they're not singing rock, but again, it like why did you decide? And it feels like it was someone who was like the island. They're part of the island. They draw you to their island. Like, that's what it reads to me. Is that the character designer really wanted to do something totally different with the sirens and got real attached to the idea of the island. And I just don't. I don't feel it.
I had such hope, like I said, after seeing the stuff in the credits and after seeing the Chimera from last season, and I love that interpretation of the Chimera so much that I feel let down. But those are the sirens.
And they're watching Annabeth deal with this later in the episode is striking, right? And that it works for what it is, but I don't love what they did. But we can move past this.
So, Stavros is killed.
He is killed. Apparently his fatal flaw was bravery, and DJ predicts that the sirens didn't even, like, create, like, an illusion. They just called him, I bet you wouldn't come up here. Bet you're too scared. This is a Marty McFly situation. They just called him chicken. Bet you couldn't beat us if you tried. Like, that's it.
Honestly, makes sense.
Yeah. Well, Charlie, what do you think about having these two major plot beats, like, combined? Do you feel like that works organically? Like, where are you at
like
here?
this. I do think this is very interesting, and I like how they did it. I don't know if I necessarily would have done it the same way, but I do like how they did it.
Yeah, I think the sirens literally are introduced in the book, and that is where we meet the concept of the fatal flaw. And I like that we take Circe and used her to be like, she does want to help with your fatal flaw, and like making that felt organic to me. Whereas I feel like if you hadn't read the book and didn't know these were two separate plot beats, you'd be like, cool, yeah, absolutely. Like, that I feel like very strong.
Yeah. So Circe is like, yeah, I give everyone lessons here. I help them learn what their fatal flaw is and everything.
What is it? Is it meditating? Like, what is she doing? Is it journaling? Are we doing just like...
Is it just looking in that mirror for ever?
Right? Right? Like, what are they? What? Give me a pamphlet. I'm not saying you have to do a scene showing it. I understand that costs like money and time. But like a pamphlet of options is what I would have just... What are you doing here?
They could have walked past like a class going on. They could have just walked past the room of like something happening. Yeah. You know, maybe that would have been... They have enough extras, actually. I was like, no, that would have been... They would have paid too many extras. They have enough extras on this island. They could have made that work.
Just in the background.
They have so many people in the background.
But we get Percy's fatal flaw. He's the one that looks in the mirror. This is something we don't get until the end of the third book spelled out for us.
Yeah, Athena tells him, and I want to know what that means for the next book. Like, I just can't stop thinking about how they're going to do Titan's Curse now that Percy already knows that he would destroy the world for a friend type deal.
He doesn't react to it real good here. Like
No.
our boy gets real freaked out. And it's like, yeah, man. Yeah, justified.
Yeah.
That's scary. Especially now that he knows the prophecy and he knows like, oh, you'll make a choice to destroy Olympus or not. And Percy's like, I wouldn't do that. I don't see myself doing that. Like, how would I ever get to that point to do such a thing? It's like what he tells Tyson in the previous episode. He's like, yeah, prophecies don't always mean what you think. Like, Annabeth isn't treating me like I'm scary, like you. But then this one, he's like, oh, I can see me doing that. Like, if it was like, hey, you can save Olympus or you can save Annabeth, fuck Olympus. Like, Percy realizes, like, oh, that's so true. That's exactly. And also, he's freaking out because he's like, I would have done anything to save Tyson and I didn't have the chance and it's all my fault. Like, truly, that is like, I dig it. Also, the whirlpool in the pitcher of water and then when it explodes and Circe being like, that's actually a sign of growth. That's actually a good sign.
I love that really so
happy.
much.
She's like, oh,
Oh
that's
my
actually,
God.
yeah, that's important. That's processing. Yeah, we're getting there. Again, I genuinely believe she does want to help.
Yeah, no, I genuinely do. A little before we have some of those meltdowns, Annabeth is also saying, what about Odysseus? And Circe's like, oh, you're Homer fans. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
these are one source for
amazing.
Odysseus. I don't know what else to tell you, Circe. Sorry.
I need gifs of Circe in this episode, actually.
Yes, she's so
because
good.
She's so sassy.
I love her outfit. I love the flowers in her hair.
I do like this, that
she's
it's
so
special beeswax from
yes.
Aristaeus. God of beekeeping, son
love
of
that.
Apollo.
Hell yeah.
Love that guy.
Love like it's magic. You can't just do whatever. And I'm like, that works for me. Okay, yeah. Of course it's magic.
I love random minor god mentions.
Yeah. I dig it. Yeah.
Pull.
Not mad about it. I think that's real slick. And I also liked that there was a comment I made because Annabeth, because Percy's like, I don't know who that is. And am I remember that's correct, right? Like Percy's like, I don't know who that is. And Annabeth's like, God of beekeeping. And I was like, oh, thank goodness that Annabeth gets to know stuff this season. It was my biggest pet peeve from season 1 is that every single time we were doing it, Annabeth was never the one to give us. And I will say simultaneously, I like the path. I like the fact that Percy knows more of the mythic stuff and the lore and the stories, that Sally was teaching her son these things because it was to prepare him. But like, it was wild that it was always Percy, never, even when we got the mattress man. What the hell is that guy's name?
Oh,
Procrusteus.
Procrustes, yes.
Yes, Procrustes. And DJ was like, don't worry. Annabeth will definitely be the one to drop the Procrustes. It's way too random for Percy. No, Percy knows it too. Okay. So I'm like happy that it's like, oh no.
I get it.
Yeah, but it's like not the Theseus myth.
Yeah.
So I liked that it was like, Percy he knows stuff, right? But Annabeth, we've made a point to be like, oh, but Annabeth has like this deep well of obscure knowledge.
I think Percy knows the stories. Annabeth has like the little tidbits.
Yes,
the
like
other
facts.
stuff. Yeah. So I do like that as like two separate types of knowledge.
Yeah.
And we get a cutaway of Clarice on Polyphemus's island. She made
her
it
braids are holding up so well.
Amazing. And she gets stuck in a trap. Uh-oh. This is not good.
Instantly. But it's not her fault. This is the whole point of his island. He has set it up to be a trap for satyrs and demigods.
We do not get the sheep in this episode, but I want to know when we're gonna get. I want to know if there are man-eating sheep or just regular sheep. I want to know what's going on with the sheep on this island because he's got the crook. He's a shepherd.
Yeah, he's obviously a shepherd. That's
he's got some sheep here.
He loves his sheep.
It's important. Polyphemus comes back with dinner trapped in this little net. And Grover is still playing our little bride with his veil and everything.
The veil and
he's like, oh crap, it's Clarice. What are you doing here? Is Percy here?
Like,
what about Annabeth? Cut me down. Get me the hell out of here.
Yeah. She's like, okay, I'll cut myself free. And then she's like, they're dead. Which is something she sincerely believes, because why would she? She saw what happened. She's shocked she's alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw what happened.
We all saw what happened. That was crazy. That's where all the budgets just show classes at Circe's Island went. And tearing the ship
This is why
apart.
we got no magic.
That's why we don't have any magic. That's why we don't show any classes. But I also like, because the empathy link. And Grover's like, no, I know they're okay. I know they're coming for us. Annabeth's still with Percy. Like, I have hope. And you have to have hope.
he's like, Percy's still alive. I'm not, like, dead, clearly.
Yeah, I'm here, you're here. He's like, I have a plan, but it took 2 people and a lot more rope, and I didn't have either of those things until about 15 seconds ago.
I mean, they just cut her down from some rope, so they certainly have some.
They have lots of rope. Yeah,
Yay, that's all I needed.
That's a huge thing about this series that is so great, is that because it's not solely from Percy's POV, we get to explore more parts of the world, more narrative, more characters, get depth and insight, and like Grover and Clarice having this one-on-one time. Like, yeah, that's good. This is good, and it is strong, and it is fleshing out both their all of the characters feel more real and more realized because we get to be with them outside of Percy, and that's very good.
I'm just glad we actually are using the hole with the fleece up top, because I was just like, guys, note that down. We're seeing this episode 1 or 2. This is Chekhov's hole in the ceiling.
Chekhov's hole like that?
I will, okay?
But yeah.
Oh my god. My mom laughed at me when I literally said, "Oh my god, Chekhov's hole in the ceiling! It's here!" She's like, "What the hell are you on about?"
You can see it right there.
She didn't know what Chekhov's gun was. I had to explain Chekhov's gun.
Oh, yeah. Fascinating. You know what? Everybody has their knowledge bases.
Yeah. Percy and Annabeth get their glow-ups.
Annabeth looks so good. Her dress is pretty. Her hair is pretty. Like, she looks great. Percy looks goofy AF. They
both look so uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah, they do. Because like, I don't want to be wearing this. But it's like, but I feel like, is it intentional that Annabeth's design does genuinely look very good on her, and what they have Percy in looks weird and awkward? Or did that happen by accident?
I think the accident here is that outfit looks weird on anyone, because I have not seen a Greek outfit that looks like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure you've heard how like the shoulders and everything, and just like the sleeves, this does not look like a typical Greek outfit, and I think it was Disney-fied. I'm gonna say that Disney was like, we can't have this boy showing his shoulders. We can't have him showing any skin.
Annabeth has her shoulders bare.
I know. That's
and
why
also,
like,
Annabeth's dress doesn't look authentic to like a Greek.
It
dress.
Doesn't
like
exactly either.
It looks like, oh, Grecian inspired. Like, you can tell where the fashion is taking its inspiration. But it does, yeah. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is this supposed to be on purpose? And it's like Percy looks kind of goofy, or was there something in the costuming that didn't work? Because there are like, obviously we don't want him dressing like in authentic Greek stuff, because it's like very little clothing. We don't need this minor not to be dressed. I get that. I'm not saying that, but like Hercules, like Disney's Hercules, right? And I'm not saying Percy should wear Disney Hercules outfit, but like,
what about we just had Stavros? Why didn't we get him in like the Greek armor or something? That's covered up.
In his this is his lounge wear.
Bathrobes.
Relax.
We could have had him in the bathrobes too.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I wish they could have had the bathrobes. Actually, though, like they could have stolen the bathrobes from the spa.
From the spa. I do. Again, I would love to know if it was intentional for there to be like such a difference between how they look visually, or like they both supposed to look kind of silly and just Leia's so pretty, or was it
that could be
were they both supposed to look like, oh, this actually looks pretty good on you, and it just didn't land in the outfit design that they put Walker in? Like, I don't know, and maybe other people will disagree and think, no, they both look great, or no, they both look ridiculous. But for me, I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be part of the storytelling. Yeah, like what he had in his hair
like,
and stuff.
Piece and everything.
Yeah.
It's literally just where like
it hangs
the
on
shoulders and the sleeves look weird to me specifically. And hers, like the sleeves and the shoulders are also not accurate, but it looks fine.
She looks great. Yeah. And I don't know if it was supposed to communicate something in the storytelling. Yeah. The subtle pink. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got like bright pink, and I'm just like, that does not feel like Annabeth. That's a Circe thing.
Yes, and is that supposed to be it? Again, maybe they were both supposed to look like they don't look like themselves. because it's Circe trying to make them up a certain way that she wants them all to be. And it just
But
didn't work because, again, Leia looked too pretty. Like, she looks so good.
Yeah. I will give it, though, in the detailing on, like, the certain parts, because, like, we do have Percy in, like, the blues. Like, good blue for Poseidon. His sleeves do have, like, a little bit of the wave design, and he's got, like, a trident on his belt. Annabeth also has, like, the olive on her belt as well, kind of stuff going on. So, like, there is some detailing that I can tell effort was put in, but I don't know. I want to know the intention behind the costuming here.
Yeah, what were we going for here? Because I'm just not sure. Because again, they just both look too starkly different, especially when they're right next to each other in that first shot.
Yeah.
Annabeth looks like she's gonna go to the Met Gala, and Percy looks like he's going to a costume party.
Yes. Actually, yes.
There, I got there. That's what I've been trying to communicate. That's the vibe.
And they're both just like, we'll never speak of this again. Speak of
I don't know
what
what you're talking
it's
about.
already gone.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I love that. Yep, friends. Absolutely.
So this is your favorite part where we do this Circe reveal, quote unquote. And we're like, yeah, you turn men into pigs. Wait, I don't do that anymore. Don't talk about that. Okay?
Yeah, she's like,
in
my past was a very angrier version. And I'm like, I also like that. She's like, I don't do that anymore. And she's not denying that she did that, but she's like, I don't anymore. I've grown past that. I don't need to be that person anymore. And I'm like, yes, growth. I like that. I do.
Again, she's all about that inner growth.
Yes, but we also should talk about, like, there are men, like that guy we saw earlier and other dudes in the background. And that's the thing I've seen a lot of people really, really hate, where they're like, why are there men? There shouldn't be men. And I think that does kind of miss the point as to why Circe turns Odysseus's men into pigs. Like, that fundamentally, the idea that there should just be no men, period, misses the point about why she was doing that, just like why there was no men originally on the island in the book. And it leans into just a generalized anti-men hatred vibe. That's not what Circe is communicating. She turns men into pigs because they are a danger. Because these men that she turns into pigs pose a threat to her safety, right? And so she uses her powers to protect herself. In the Odyssey, once she and Odysseus make a deal, she turns them back into men, and they live on her island with her nymphs for like a year. So this version of Circe, where there are demigods of all genders welcome on her island, provided they play by her rules. That's what is key here.
No, not a player, I'm a puppeteer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so, yeah, exactly that. Like, and it's the ones who get turned into guinea pigs are the ones that refuse to follow Circe's rules.
And this is where we get Percy looking into the mirror. We do this exam. I love how he's just like, oh yeah, like I do exams all the time. This is
I've taken tons of assessments.
I failed tons of exams, it's fine. And he does pretty well, as Circe says. It is a very cool, like, the mirror has like all these splotches on it, and so when it transforms into Tyson, it does feel very natural. But again, I'm missing some of the magic, because we could have some more magic-y magic here going on. Yep. But I like that we also had scenes from last season in here too. Yeah. Like, we're using all of the different moments where Percy has been so selfless. So I think it's not just his loyalty that is his fatal flaw, it's his selflessness for his friends. Well, kind of.
Yes, because we see when they're at camp and Clarice and the campers are about to attack Tyson, Percy literally throws himself physically in front of Tyson. Like, he would not just sacrifice the world, he would also sacrifice his own safety for his friends.
Yeah.
Like,
I was talking with other people about this episode, and I was like, yeah, Percy would, in fact, like, throw himself in front of a train for you, kind of shit. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
If it was Grover or Annabeth that he had to save, he would be like, no, I'm saving both of them, and instead, I will be the one who ends up dying. Like,
exactly that. And it also is like, if it was like, oh, you have to, if like it's also a version where it's like, oh, Kronos is threatening his friends and is like, you have to side with me or I'm going to hurt your friends, Percy would just do that. right? Like, he's fine, you can have me if you want me so bad. Like, he's willing to put himself. Or if, like, the gods were like, we think you're too big of a threat and we want you off the table, or we're gonna hurt your friends if you try to hide from us, Percy would just be like, okay, fine, I give in. Like, Percy has a very strong, like, what's the thing, like, survival, self-protection. There's a word that's specifically for this that I cannot think of, and he does have that. Like, he'll fight to survive, he'll fight to win, he'll fight to protect himself, but also if his friend's in danger, he kind of will. That doesn't matter anymore. Any harm that'll come to him is less important than saving that person he loves.
Yeah, and that's where we get this really intense scene with Annabeth that, like, I've been seeing all over the place now. My God, the emotion that Walker is putting into this, like, yes, I tear it all down, I burn it to the ground for you, and she's just like, okay,
yeah. And I also love the comparison. He's like, I'm too human. Like, that's such, like, demigods are supposed to be heroes. They're supposed to sacrifice the things they love for the greater good and to save the world. And he's like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
I love it. He's just like, maybe I'm more human than demigod.
Very good. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just been screeching about the Percabeth in this episode and the amount of crumbs that could make a full loaf of bread.
Yeah, no, they're there. Like, it's Percy and Annabeth. We know where this is going, but also, like, it's building so well. Like, they are gonna sacrifice themselves for each other over and over again. They're gonna run into the fire for the other one over and over again. Like, they have built that foundation so securely, especially for what we're gonna get into Titan's Curse. Like, that level of heaviness that we're gonna enter into, like, they are building that to feel real and weighted. And we'll see where we go in later seasons where that relationship starts to get, like, frayed and tested as things start to get harder. Like, is it going to feel like it can survive that? And I think they're, again, building a strong enough foundation for it to feel like, yes, it will.
Yeah.
Of course it
absolutely.
will. Unquestionably.
So we get another scene of Grover and Clarice. She is climbing up this rope that we have, and it's being held by tree roots.
Yep.
Which Grover is like, hey, be nice to Yadira, okay? Who's that? It's the tree. I love this already.
He says she's a specific kind of plant. She's a Cuban something?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I had it. What does he say here? She's making fun of him because he's being weird. Yadira the tree. She's
weirder
a cute
than I remembered.
oak. Very sassy.
Yes, I thought I will have to admit, sassy Latina stereotype?
Yeah.
I was like,
interesting.
Yeah, why? And I don't know. It just that's what it jumped out to me. I'm like, why is the Cuban oak sassy? Just,
yeah,
that's, I don't
choose
know.
your
Maybe
words more wisely.
Yeah,
guys.
A stereotype of a feisty Latina, and it's like, don't do that. Yeah. I understand it's just a tree, but, like, words mean things. We could have picked another kind of plant if we wanted to use sassy, or we could have picked another adjective to describe this plant.
Yeah,
but we picked those two, different. And it just feels a little weird, especially because it is a thing, a stereotype that's, just felt odd, weird.
Yeah, I did also note that in my brain. I was like,
huh,
that's a little bit much.
Okay.
But Clarice falls, and I also predicted that somebody was going to fall.
Of course.
That was one of my things.
I'm
like, someone's going to fall from this.
The season's not over yet.
From this hole. And Grover has to, like, quickly hide her because Polly's coming back. Oh no! And he forgets to put his veil back on. I was screaming at the screen. I'm like, Grover, put your veil back on.
Veil.
Put
your veil.
Your veil. Come on! And he's like, you're not a Cyclops. Ah! And then it cuts. And I'm like, what's happening? Grover!
Oh, crazy.
No!
Yeah.
So Percy is being emo. He's looking at all the statues of all the people who have made it. There's only 6 people who Circe has helped made it past the sirens.
Yep.
And this is where he talks with our old lady Zadie. And yeah, she's like, every time that I lose hope, someone makes it across.
Yeah, it proves it's possible, and I can't give up hope. Percy's like, oh, really? Every time? Huh, interesting. So what's Percy going to do? He's going to go talk to Annabeth and tell him his suspicions so he could, no, of course he doesn't. He just goes straight to the problem.
Right. I want to know more about Zadie's quest, personally. She's having a pearl called the Tears of Aphrodite? What? What's going on there?
Hey, girl.
Were you going to save the world in some shit and you didn't get to?
Or was this, like, remember, like, also, the gods will just throw nonsense quests to demigods to feel special. Like, that's how Luke, we know, I mean, maybe this will change in the series, but in the book, like, Luke got his scar because they sent him to get the golden apples, which was a, quest that Hercules did. But, like, the gods don't need the golden apples. Like, Hermes even says, like, maybe I can get you a quest. Like, that's just supposed to get glory. But, like, it's not attached to anything. And so this really could have just been, she's maybe a daughter of Aphrodite and mom's like, oh, go get these, like, cute pearls for me or something. Like, it's a shopping expedition. Like, they can't all be world saving quests because the world's still here.
Yeah, you're right. So, going in to see Circe. Percy, why?
Because he thinks he can negotiate with her. He has...
You're not that good at persuasion. She's better.
But I also think Percy has taken her completely at her word, where it's like, oh, if she really wants to help people and she doesn't turn people into pigs anymore, he's like, he recognizes why she's doing this. She's like, oh, she's lonely. She just doesn't want to be alone on this island she's stuck on. So he's like, legitimately thinks, he's like, okay, I'm not going to tell anybody if you help Annabeth get out of here. He doesn't see her as a danger, I think is why he goes to her. He legitimately believes that she's just doing this because she wants to help people. She's doing it for wrong reasons because she's lonely, but she's not going to hurt me.
She told him her fatal flaw, okay? Like, he knows what she wants to do is literally help people. She feels their pain. So, of course you don't feel threatened by her.
Yeah. And no, I pay Percy. I don't actually think that's her fatal flaw. I think she does want to help people. I think her fatal flaw is the crippling loneliness, the deep abandonment issue. She cannot handle being just a chapter of someone's life. She desperately wants to be the whole book. Her argument that heroes, she says to Percy, like, well, heroes only, are here for you. They only see you. They only want to be around you when they need you, and then they leave. And it's like, yeah, but, like, Circe, what else are they supposed to do? Like, you are trapped here, and that sucks, and people wash up on your island, but they have, like, these people all have quests. Unless you said, Charlie, like, maybe they were world-ending quests. Like, what the hell? Like, Percy and Annabeth need to save the world. They need to save Camp Half-Blood. They need to stop Kronos. Do you think you're going to be safe here on your island if Kronos comes back? Maybe your dad is Helios. I don't actually know. She's stuck on this island, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I was about to, like, get into that. I'm like, okay, so I feel like we've done the Calypso thing to Circe in this episode, because she is not necessarily ever said to be trapped on her island. She just lives there. She just exists there.
In Madeline Miller's Circe, it is explicitly stated that Circe is trapped on Aiaia as a punishment from the gods.
Do we know why?
In Circe, it's because she used magic to make a mortal immortal, and they just saw that as a threat. They were scared of what she could possibly do, so they kept her on the island. And they married off her sister and sent off her brother and stuff. So, like, they then punished her mother. So not allowed to have stuff. Kids. Yeah, you're not allowed to have kids anymore. Your kids are too dangerous, right? But in the Odyssey, it's never stated that Circe is trapped on OGG. No. This is her island. She's just sorceress. She's ruler of this island. But like I said, it's not Calypso who can't leave. And I'm not sure if... and maybe there's another source. Because this isn't the only Circe story. Like, Circe appears in Jason and the Argonauts. That's where Medea and Jason go to seek to be cleansed after. So perhaps it's another text that states she's trapped on the island. Like, she's a prisoner there, and that's why she doesn't leave.
Yeah,
I actually don't know enough.
She's not a demigod. She's not a goddess. She is a goddess, according to some sources.
Yes.
But they did mention that her mother created magic. So we're going with the Hecate as her mom route, which usually means that she's not a daughter of Helios. It means she's a daughter of Aeetes, who's Medea's dad. So she's Medea's sister in that version.
But then it's crazy for her to claim that she's not a demigod if her mother is a goddess.
Yeah.
Like, for Circe to say she's not a demigod when her father is Helios and her mother is a nymph, essentially, a naiad. Yes, you're not. You're a different thing entirely. Like Tyson is not a demigod. He is something else entirely. So we're doing... But it's also, she, like, doesn't outright say it. It's okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's like,
I'm just, like, going off of the sources that I know about. And, like, they could be going with some, like, oh, yeah, she's also a daughter of Helios in this version. But, like, why is she not a goddess? I don't know.
I mean,
Weird rules.
Again, in the Odyssey, she is described as let me just grab here. Look, I have not Madeline Miller. God, Emily Wilson's translation of the Odyssey right here. And I've got it bookmarked to one of the Circe sections because we've been doing this over in.
This is why we have Darien on for these kinds of things. Darien knows this stuff.
Yeah, like at one point in time, when he's like, okay, I'm gonna leave, he's like, okay, and he describes her as the goddess wore a long white dress of fine delicate fabric. Wake up, no more dozing in sweet sleep. We have to go. The goddess gave me instructions. That's what Odysseus tells his crew when they're gonna leave. So she is, and again, this is a translation choice. Other translations will call her like a sorceress and stuff like that. So it is a choice that that Emily Wilson is making to call her a goddess, because every translator makes a choice of how they are going to translate these ancient words that don't have a one-to-one in English.
Yeah,
right? That's not me saying she made her a goddess. It's her saying this is the... So it is very specific to have Circe state she is not a goddess in this.
Yeah, she's usually a goddess or a nymph, definitely some type of sorceress, enchantress, witch, Pharmaca is what they're like called back then.
Yeah,
and so that's literally like their type of sorcery.
And she was like one of the first, and so it's fascinating because we're just trying to pick what she is here and to make the specific choice for her to be entirely set apart from being a demigod, not a goddess, a sorceress. And how is that different than any other magical immortal being we're encountering? Don't worry about that. That's not what the episode's about.
No, it's not. It's just important to me.
Yeah. It's like, audience, don't worry about it. It's like, yeah, I want to, though. What are you saying here?
I mean, I was also thinking the Calypso of being punished for, oh yeah, I sided with the Titans, like my father was a Titan type deal. Yeah. So it's like, Hecate is also considered a Titan sometimes, depending on who you ask. So, like, there's that, potentially, if Circe is, as we said, a daughter of Hecate in the show. So yeah, but I don't know. I'm wondering what it is, because it's not like she was born here or anything. She's specifically like, once I was on this island, like it sucked, and then finally people showed up and all of this and all of that, and I really hated to see them leave.
Yeah, because it sucks to be... Yeah, it feels like we're pulling out Calypso's backstory.
Exactly.
Really early. And it makes me wonder, what are we going to do with Calypso?
Yeah, what are we doing in season 4? Again, we pulled out the fatal flaw here. We pulled out Calypso's backstory here. What are we doing later down the line for some of these things? Like,
man, are we just going to cut Calypso? We could just cut Calypso. Like, let's be super honest. What if we just did? Hey, here's a hot take. I think we could just cut Calypso. Sorry about my mouth. Guys, we're not getting a Heroes of Olympus. We're not. Like, let's all be super honest. They're not going to make Heroes of Olympus. They haven't even they being Disney has not committed to season 4 or 5 yet. So like, we are not getting a Heroes of Olympus series, and we're not going to get an Apollo series. Like that's not what's going to happen. So like, and if we do, it'll be something totally. So like, let's be honest, we don't need Calypso, because like, Calypso has always been weird and uncomfortable in this, and the thing she represents is Percy has a choice to like escape from everything or commit to doing the right thing and being a hero. But like, we don't need that. Here, Percy in the first episode, in the first season, time ran out. He could just go home, and he chooses not to because he's going to do the right thing no matter what. Like, so we could just, if we've taken Calypso's backstory of being trapped on an island and hating to see people leave her and give it to Circe, we could just not have Calypso. Anyway, here's my hot take to make people mad. I think we can cut Calypso entirely.
I don't disagree with your hot take. Like if there are things to cut, it's not a bad option whatsoever, because it does feel weird in that book. And yes, it's like, oh, it's Percy's what if or whatever. Rachel is Percy's what if as well. Like, we don't need Percy to have 5 different girlfriends. Please stop.
Like, it's just to add more strain on, and like, oh, we could just leave the island here, or you'll stay on the island and leverage. And yeah, at the end when Percy's like, I want you to let Circe or Calypso off her island, that's great because Percy's a hero, and of course he's gonna do that. But it doesn't happen, or it does. The gods just never tell her. That's what I think happened. Like she technically can leave, but the gods just never got around to telling Calypso that she could. So anyway, it's a whole thing. And yeah, it would just, with this specifically, like as you said, it would just feel weirdly repetitive if 2 seasons later we meet another
character from the Odyssey, another female character from the Odyssey, named C something, who is stuck on an island, and people always keep coming to her, and they always keep leaving her, and like, come on, we already confused them enough in pop culture.
Rick Riordan accidentally used the wrong name.
He did.
Tyrant's Tomb. So like, y'all. But I mean, but more specifically, it's the people leaving and that hurts to be left behind. That is not a Circe trait in Sea of Monsters. It's not a Circe trait in the Odyssey. So that's the big thing of why I think like we will maybe not see Calypso, period. If we've taken her main defining trait is I don't like to be left behind because it hurts to heal heroes and then see them leave. And if we took that and gave it to Circe, why the hell do we need Calypso?
That would only work if somehow we change the Calypso storyline. And like that's the only way you keep a like repetitive, oh, I've seen this happen before, I'm gonna do something different about it.
Maybe,
but Percy would still leave the island because we need that for the story to happen. So it doesn't work.
It's also always been so weird that this like ancient immortal woman is like, I'm in love with this 15-year-old. And it's like, hey, so either you're a frozen 15-year-old yourself, which fine, I'll play my fantasy rules and you can tell me, yeah, she's immortal, but she's basically 15. I'm like, sure, fine, whatever. But then like, hold on, how many men did you just say washed up on her island and this teenager fell in love with? That sucks. So we just don't do that? What if we just don't do that here, I think, actually?
I just always think about old man Odysseus coming to Calypso's island. But Percy Jackson and Calypso, who is eternally 15, and I'm like, no,
right?
No, I don't like it.
Feels weird. There's no way to circle that square. Like it just it
doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for me. And that's okay. So yeah, that is my bold prediction for season 4 is I think we don't get Calypso. I think Percy explodes. He is just lost.
Can we still have him be presumed dead? I need Walker to walk in on his own funeral.
Yeah,
I need that
he
scene.
Washes up. Yeah, I don't know how or what we do there, but I think he just washes up and it's been XYZ. It's Rick's favorite trick, time skip, random. Now we have less time than before, and he just walks up on us because it's funny. The walking up on your own funeral is a
one
great
of the best
bit.
Scenes of that book, I swear.
But we don't need Calypso for Percy to lose a chunk of time after being blasted into the stratosphere.
No, He's good. He could end up like at Poseidon's palace and
I was
just been like, I'm healing
palace
for however long or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
It happens. It's
That'd
good.
be so interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's move past this. We've been here for too long.
It's good. So Circe's most magical thing she does here is blow some powder on Percy. Again, that's
pocket sand.
That could be it could be more magical than pocket sand. The funniest part of this, I don't know if you caught this, but when Percy's turning into this guinea pig, his hair is the last thing.
Yeah.
to go away.
We don't get like an anamorph like whole like shape shifting. It just like he ducks. We see the camera shrinking and it goes, and we see like the very tail end of it. But I was like, dang, they did not want to spend money on those effects.
No, they spent too much money on the boat. Yeah, last episode,
so much money on the boat, and I do love Circe being like, this is a real back step for me. I'm not proud of this. This is I thought I was past. Like I love her being like, damn, yeah, no, this was the old me, and I'm not happy that I slid back into old behavior so quickly. Oh well.
Yep, puts him in the cage and everything, and hey, look,
standing so wrinkly.
we got the captions for the guinea pigs talking to each other, And hi, my name's Edward. Buckle in, Percy. You're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, that was great. I actually watched the episode a little late and I saw folks talking about, well, actually, I think it was Robert specifically talking about how our flag means death and Black Sails fandom was very jazzed about Edward.
I was like,
and I'm like,
oh my
also
God.
just historical pirates? Like, you fucking gay nerds, myself included.
Yeah.
It's not... It's also a famous historical, like the one pirate every kid definitely knows is Blackbeard. That's why Rick picked Blackbeard.
No, the pirate I always knew was Redbeard or Skunkbeard, Scooby-Doo pirates.
There you go.
Because they're all based off of Blackbeard.
Of course,
so it's always funny.
Every fake pirate
is named off
the guinea pig.
Yeah.
They also they cast the most regal looking guinea pig to
they
be
did.
our Edward teacher Blackbeard. Not mad. Great guinea pigs.
I love it.
They're
also,
so cute.
Did you notice how Circe, when she first says, "Oh, don't mind the animals," they're like emotional support animals?
Have you ever held a chinchilla?
Saying.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's literally just using all these people as her emotional support.
Yeah, later on there's like a cat in a bird cage, and you're like, hey, why is the cat in a bird cage? Circe, what are we doing?
It's because it's a person, Darien.
Yeah, I know, but it seems crazy. Why is it in a bird cage?
Because she can't let it tell anybody her secrets.
Yeah. So is this where we cut back to Clarice coming too?
Yes.
Oh yeah, this sequence.
Yeah, this scene, this is heavy. I know you have some serious thoughts here about Polyphemus. Did you see it coming?
No.
The two big twists in this episode, I am so angry that I didn't see them coming.
I know, I'm a little embarrassed that it wasn't until the obvious Grover saying, your dad's really forgiving, and us being like, it's not Grover! It's not Grover!
I didn't even notice there, because I was just like,
you're
Grover
so
talked to Ares. He has this perspective on him. I genuinely believe that Grover would say something like that.
So fair.
Because he has a different take on Ares.
Yeah. So, yeah, that Clarice, we think, having this conversation with Grover and pouring her heart out and being like, I failed, I'm going to die here. And then realizing it's not Grover. And she breaks open the wardrobe he's in and he's gagged. It's not Grover, it's Polyphemus. And he's doing the Cyclops, like, mimicry thing. And it's like, oh my God. And then, and when he talks to Grover, he's like, oh, how long did I know? The whole time. No, but, Polyphemus is just so slow and stupid. And it's like, oh my God. And he was playing Clarice to get more hearing. They have good hearing, especially when you talking to your buddy Percy, and he talks and he's like, now he's mimicking Grover, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use you as bait to lure the rest of your friends here. And it's like,
I think at one point he even mimics Percy's voice as well. I could be wrong, but I thought it.
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Okay, I do have captions on.
Yeah.
So in Percy's voice, he says this, and I was like, what? No way. He could hear Percy's voice while Grover was sleeping.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's so scary. And I think, and it's like, I don't have good vision, but I have great hearing. And that's so good. This is like such a big change from Polyphemus in the book, but it's more true to Polyphemus in the Odyssey, because Polyphemus is not foolish in the Odyssey. Like, that's not his thing. He is intelligent and he is very cruel. Like, that is the thing. Like, he is dismissive of the gods. He doesn't offer Xenia to these travelers. He is awful. And that cruelty is what is showcased here so well. He could have just killed Grover and eaten him, like, whatever. But the fact that he, like, strings him along, that he's trying to hurt his friends, that he's manipulating him in such a cold and calculating way, I think deeply contributes to this character's truest trait. Truest trait, which is, again, cruelty, not ignorance, not foolishness.
And there's also, so Clarice is talking about the prophecy and everything, and I love talking about how Clarice interprets the prophecy that she gets in this book, in this season, and everything. So she believes that she will fly to be entombed within stone.
Yes.
That's how she interpreted it, specifically. And, like, yeah, it works. It kind of works.
And I think, she was thrown from the ship, ended up like flying through the air, possibly is how she's interpreting it. Because she bypasses Circe's island. No friends, all alone. Yep. To fail without friends and fly home alone. And it's like, oh damn, that's brutal. It's so sad.
Yeah.
But we also don't get here in the book. She talks about how none of her cabin mates wanted to come when they heard the prophecy because everyone interpreted it as, well, everyone else will die and just Clarice comes back. Because that's what they focused on, the returning alone thing. So what I like that we've pivoted towards Clarice interpreting it as she's going to die in this tomb of stone. And it sounds like she didn't bring, because she picked Annabeth and Chris, and Annabeth hightails it off, and Chris isn't there. And so it's like, and it sounds like maybe in this one, she elected not to bring anyone else because she didn't want them to get hurt. Because we see how she is with the crew.
Yeah, that's been my interpretation. How this worked. I was like, oh, interesting. She has to choose her questmates. And then she hears the prophecy, and Annabeth is gone, and she's thinking about it, and she's like, you know what? I don't want Chris to get hurt. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Yeah.
So she has to do this by herself. She's still mourning her crewmates.
Yeah,
I think she really cared about them.
Yes. I thought that was so, I was like, I wasn't sure where we were going with this at first. I was like, well, it feels like we've really softened Clarice, but I think appropriately. Like she's showing what a good leader looks like.
Right? Yes. I think staunchly, D&D terms, this Clarice is a fighter and probably a champion.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's literally like using rally and such, like to rally her troops into battle and everything.
It's very
and
good.
I'm usually just like, oh yeah, she's like a barbarian probably, like because she
Clarice
goes,
is absolutely a barbarian.
Yeah, exactly.
Because also she's in the book, she's so stubborn. That's why she picks Charybdis over sacrificing the crew to Scylla. Because she's like, nah, we can totally kill Charybdis. That'll be great. And I like that it's not just like foolish, ignorant stubbornness. It's deep empathy.
It's, they've made her more tactical, which is interesting for an Aries kid. Like, she is tactical, and you can be tactical and also be a courageous warrior.
Yeah, because she's the one that jumps in the gunner herself, so I like it. It's working for me.
So, Annabeth, she's changed into her regular outfit. You can still see a little bit of the pink if you look closely. And I was like, oh my god, still looks cute. She's going to talk to Circe and be like, I'm gonna leave. Have you seen Percy or anything?
Yeah, someone said he came in
to go
here.
see you.
Yeah.
And
she's come up with a plan.
Yeah,
both tie themselves to the mast to borrow someone's ship. It's so
Annabeth! I love this little gizmo thing she's got going on here. This is Daedalus shit. Yes! This is Daedalus stuff already.
Yep. She's like, okay, it'll steer itself, and then we'll set my dagger to a timer, so once we pass it, it'll automatically cut us free. And I'm like, this is Annabeth. Here's my girl. Oh my gosh.
She's got a plan. She is the woman with a plan, and I wish we had seen it, but because we heard it, we cannot see the plan happen.
Yep. And I also love she's like looking around, sees the guinea pig, and I love that the clue for the guinea pig is the little water. Is the whirlpool, and I'm like, that's so good. And we saw it earlier, and she saw it, and Percy, that's so good.
And it's also the pen, because Percy dropped his pen, and Circe picks it up, puts it with all the rest of hers, and it's iconic because it's got his little blade.
Question: Has the show told us that the pen is called Riptide?
No. Okay. So, Darien.
Yep.
Fun fact.
Have
you watched the Phineas and Ferb shorts?
No. Not on purpose. I just haven't yet.
1, I would recommend watching them. 2, Raye and I found out that is the first canonical place that they have named Percy's sword as Riptide in the show. Is the Phineas and Ferb shorts.
They had the special rendition of the song Riptide for the season 1 promo stuff, and just no one ever. It's so easy when he gets.
They're gonna do it next season.
They have to because it's Zoe. I
plot.
bet. I wonder if they were saving it for that. Like no one knows. I don't know.
Might be
the cursed blade. I don't know. It was weird. I'm shocked. It's the easiest thing in the world for Chiron to have said. It's called Riptide. Done. Nailed it. Move on.
They have to release that song. They need to release the special version of Riptide next season.
Man, I'm clowning. It's so
I'm
wild.
planning for it.
We see the sword and she sees Percy. And okay, I also love that because in the book, she lets Circe think she's successfully like persuading her with magic's the only powerful way to be a woman, which I've also always hated because it's very much like there's only one right way to be a woman. And that's not like, again, not what Circe is about. And again, this one does a lot better where she's like doing something entirely different. And because when Annabeth gets the jump on her in the book and she's like, you have to change Percy back, Circe claims she can't do it, which is another thing that's absolutely crazy because also famously she turns Odysseus's men back. Famously, she can do it. So that's always been a thing that's driven me up a wall about Rick Riordan claiming that Circe couldn't undo this thing, which again, it's not even like a side other story about whether this is pretty abundant. It's like kind of a huge thing in the Odyssey. So I like that instead the vitamins are just to be able to do it without having to get Circe to do it. And then Annabeth just like shimmies over and throws him in there. And I love her line when she's talking about, oh, I do need help because I just want my mom to be proud of me. And I thought I was okay with only seeing her every now and then. But then I met Percy and saw his mom and just all this stuff. And she's a good parent. And you know what? I would never let anyone take her away from or take him away from her. And I'm like,
like literally bringing the Sally and Percy relationship into it. It's so good. She hasn't even met Sally.
No, but she heard so much about her and how important she is to Percy and how much she clearly loves Percy. And then that's the vitamins. And now all the pirates are out and they're running. And I love it's so important because the other not great thing about the CC Spa chapter is that they release a bunch of violent, bloodthirsty pirates on an island full of women. And that has always been a thing that sucks and is uninterrogated. And in this one, no, it's fine. They're all demigods. Like they're all demigods. They're gonna handle this pirate problem just fine, actually.
Yeah.
But it causes enough of a distraction for them to get away.
Yeah, because Circe's just like, oh, a little help here. Goodbye. Like, she's like, nope. Not dealing with this right now.
Yep, shoot.
She needs to go get some more dust or what have you.
She's like, oh, no, hold on. I gotta go. We gotta regroup. So it's like, it's fine that the pirates are running amok. Yeah, because it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna be bad. But it's like, oh, we're not gonna take the pirate ship? And DJ's like, we don't have the money. We don't have the money for the pirate ship. We just take a little sailboat.
The budget.
There's no budget.
And then Percy's like, Eddie? It's like, this man, because that's Edward Teach. Yep. It's a Blackbeard. He's like, my friends call me Blackbeard. And he gives Percy some celery because they were cellmates as guinea pigs. I fucking love this. I want them to be friends.
Yeah, I'm not mad. This was, this was a delight. They bounced. They got this. Percy stole the magic beeswax, but there's only enough for one person.
Yep. So they're flying off on Zadie's ship. They do have the budget to show that the pirate ship is there.
There is a pirate ship
because you do see it.
Yes, it's in the harbor. They just don't take it.
It's probably CGI since we only get a little bit of it. But
so someone needs to drive the boat. Someone's got to do the wax thing. And Percy decides that Annabeth should steer and he'll get tied to the mast to here. And I don't understand. Yeah. There's only enough for one, which is fine. But like, I do feel like Percy should have been the one to drive the boat.
Yes.
With the whole, like, it is weird. Because then the reason Annabeth is Odysseus in the book. She is our Odysseus character, right? And so she chooses, she's like, I want to hear what the sirens will sing because I want to know my fatal flaw, but that doesn't happen here because she already knows what it is. And the reason it's Percy who's going to get tied to hear it is so when Circe steals the wax back because she's pissed. And she's like, fine, fuck you, which is exactly what Medusa did in the last season where she wanted to help. And as soon as the help she wanted to give, like they were like, we don't want the help you have to offer in this way. Then she turns into a villain. Then she's like, fine, if you don't want to do things my way, then I'd rather you die than succeed without me. And like, that is so villainous. And I think that's a way more complicated, way more interesting villainy for these specific figures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's like, you don't want to be my friend? Fine, die.
Yeah. Like, oh, you don't like the way I'm going to help you, but also she's like, I can't have them succeed and have everyone see that they could just succeed. That's why she didn't want to just give the wax to Annabeth and let her go immediately. Is because, well, I can't
take a class.
It'll make everyone so demoralized. Like, it can't do that. And so Annabeth, because her fatal flaw is pride, she's like, oh, It's fine. I can do this. I will just
like she's like, you know, she's trying to get herself up there. She's like, I can do this. I can do this. It's okay. Whew. And
so we see I'm so glad we get rid of weird picnic with her dad and Athena and Luke. and the whole sky, because it's not hubris, it's pride, and hubris is different than pride, right? And instead it's Grover, Percy, and Luke. And Luke and Percy are arguing and trying to go at each other, and Grover's trying to keep the peace, and they're back in that like tunnel in the sewers, in the like the last safe house place. And essentially the setup is, Annabeth, you're the only one that can help calm the situation. You're so wise. Your wisdom's so great. Surely you can offer something that will help, you know, bring Luke back and make peace between Percy and Luke. Like, that's the framing device of what it's supposed to be.
I love this because we get Grover, he's singing the song, the road's getting bumpy. And because she has no idea what's going on with Grover this season, he's in his like season 1 outfit and everything. He's in the Camp
Half-Blood.
Which is the first time we've seen that since last season. She didn't even see him in his cute little Indiana Jones adventuring outfit.
Yeah. So I love, and then she's like, oh, you want some wisdom? And then like starts fighting. She like takes out 2 of the sirens, and then the last one's about to grab her, and then spear through the chest. It's Athena. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just out of nowhere. And I'm like, that's crazy. And then I was like, well, you know what? If Poseidon gets to show up and save Percy, like, sure, I guess Athena can just show up and save Annabeth. Well, okay, we were, I guess the gods are going to be better parents in the show. Sure. And it's like, Mom, you're here. And she's like, I've never seen someone try to trick the sirens. I'd set a trap for the sirens before. Like, I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of you. I'm always watching. And I'm over here like, hey, you remember when she undid like the protections on her temple of the St. Louis Arch so Echidna and the Chimera could come and attack you because you embarrassed her? Like, I feel like we're really just waving that away, but whatever. Like, she's here now. And I'm like, she's like, well, she is always watching. I'm like, okay. And then it's not that at all. And I gasped and I screamed, and DJ gasped, and our buddy Dalton, who's watching with us, gasped, and we were, it got us so good. It got us twice this episode. Because that's not what's happening at all. It's not what's happening at all.
I know it's not the intention, but it is making me more mad at Athena.
I know. It's like, wow, you couldn't even show up and save your kid? Poseidon showed up to save Percy. But like, you know, they can't get involved.
I was like, how are we gonna use Athena this season? Because we didn't get the casting for, my brain was gonna call him Daddy Chase, Frederick. Chase, but we did get a casting for her, and I'm like, what's going on there? And as I'm seeing this scene, I'm realizing, oh, this is the outfit that both of them were wearing in those like pictures, and they were definitely taking pictures by those rocks as well. So that was our clue in, and I didn't think about that. So
yeah, and then twist, it's actually, this is the Sirens trap. It's Athena's not here. She didn't come.
No.
Because that's what it's, because it's 2 things. Because Annabeth thought it was just going to be her pride, right? She just thought they would try to tempt her with, you're so great. And they do, but it's not just, oh, you're the only one that can like help your friends here. It's also tapping into like, oh, you're so special, you're so good that your mom will pay attention to you. That she'll actually show up when you need her, and she will be there for you, just like Sally would be there for Percy. Like, it's so messed up, because that's what she says to Circe just a couple scenes ago, where she's like, I think if I'm just like, and she's being more honest than I think she's realizing, that she truly thinks if she's just good enough, right? If she's the best, then maybe Athena will actually pay attention to her. And that is what the sirens are giving her. It's like, wow, you did so good that Athena finally showed up for you.
It's so much.
She's just a kid that wants her mom to like show that she loves her. And that is where her pride really comes from. It's just wanting her mom to pay attention to her. And then they're gonna grab us. Okay, Percy's here, and he pulls her away. He saves her. Our boy.
It's all good. Oh my god. So afterwards, when they're all good, they're on the boat, Percy's changed into his normal clothes, and they're talking about this, and she's just like, I can't believe that's how they did it. They got me with my mom. And what did
like,
you
I just
see,
thought
Percy?
we do so many impossible things. Yes! That's what's so interesting, is like, what did Percy see? And he's like, I didn't see anything, I just saw you.
And it's like,
Because he had to save Annabeth!
What if that is the secret to beating sirens, though? That's my takeaway, is that, I mean, yes, it's Percy's fatal flaw, but also, what if multiple people is also the way to beat the sirens?
Yeah, right, because it's we don't see here whether or not they can like enchant multiple individuals, because Percy very much doesn't fall in their enchantment. But I think it also, I don't know, I do think it is, what would, if the sirens tap into your fatal flaw, and we know Percy's fatal flaw is he would do anything to save a friend. So the sirens would, and for them, like we see, it's not just like a complete illusion. We saw them show her mom showing up for her, right? And that's what she wants most in the world. So it very easily could have been luring Percy in by being like, oh, you have to save Annabeth, she's in danger, quick, come get her. And he still would have gone, and they would have got him that way. But in this instant, Annabeth actually is in danger, and he knows she's actually in danger. So there's no illusion that they could show him, because that's the reality. Like, his fatal flaw is, I will do anything to save a friend. You can't make a fakey fake of a real situation that's actually happening. And I think it's so important that it spells it out specifically that that's why it didn't work on Percy in this situation, because Annabeth was truly in danger. Because earlier in the episode, he's so scared that his fatal flaw will be the thing that causes him to do this horrible thing and brings down like the world and everything else. And the idea is supposed to show that loving your friends and caring about your friends is not a bad thing. Like, it very carefully backs away from that potential, like, offering that you shouldn't care about anybody. You should be willing to sacrifice everybody. That's what makes it, like, it backs up from that very gracefully, because that's not it. It's more complicated than that. Percy being able to resist the sirens, not see anything from them because he is so focused on saving Annabeth, is important. Your fatal flaw doesn't actually have to be fatal, and it doesn't actually have to be a flaw.
Yeah. I have no disagreements about that. You're smart. You got it.
Thank you. I try.
So that
I really like the episode.
That's the episode. There's so much to talk about with this episode, which is why we've gone like over an hour and a half talking about this already. And then we have our preview for next time. Did you watch preview?
I did not see the previews. I usually don't, because I'm like, oh, I'll watch it next week. I don't want to know. I want it to, but tell me. We'll talk about it.
Okay. So there's a moment here of somebody in the water and drowning. And my take is it looks like it's Tyson. I think this is going to be Tyson being saved by Rainbow. We already know that Rainbow exists. So it's going to happen.
Very fun.
It's going to be our Deus Ex Machina for this.
Yeah, but there's no reason for it to be a twist when we can just go from other people's POV. Because I also have been wondering, like, we have 3 more episodes, and I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to fill those with? Because it feels like we're pretty close to the end game. And if our next episode is spending more time with Tyson, I'm like, okay, that's how we get, like, our story runtime.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. And I like that we'll be able to see Tyson. It doesn't need to be a surprise. It can still be a surprise for Percy. It doesn't need to be a surprise for the audience.
Yeah. I mean, it's a surprise if you don't want to watch the previews. So
exactly.
And you don't see what I see here.
I mean, like, it's a surprise to Percy in the book, but it doesn't need to be for us, because we can split other people's POVs.
Yeah, it's true. But it was a surprise for this episode. We're like, okay, we don't know that he's alive. And then next epised. Yeah. Looks like he might be alive. So we see like the Chrono scene from the trailers where he just like bursts through the doors, where Ray and I have been trying to figure out what this room is that he's bursting through the doors of. I still want to say it looks kind of like the Montauk place, but I don't know. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in Percy's dream, probably. He's got his creepy little lantern and everything, and you like see Percy most likely looking at him, but it's unclear. He's in his Camp Athlete shirt, and he's like, and we get a shot of the tree on top of the hill. Not Half-Blood Hill. It's on the island. And then Annabeth is looking up at it. She's not in the hole, but she's looking up at it on the island. We get the shot of Polyphemus and his crook. Oh, okay. Is that Percy wearing the fleece, or is he wearing another sheepskin? I think he's wearing a sheepskin, because it doesn't look golden
in this episode. I mean, probably.
I know, right? What are we doing? He's in disguise. He is disguised self. Or what have you.
Disguise self, yep.
This is the best he could have. He's like over the hole, and he's like, "Hey, Grover, Clarice, are you here?"
Oof.
Is that? I think it's Clarice like trying to throw Grover over her shoulder or something. Yeah,
Probably.
they're like tied together. I think. What the
That would
hell?
make sense.
These shots are so funny.
I love preview shots because they're always so like quick and disjointed.
Yeah. I think Percy threw a rope down, and so he is like climbing up to get back out of the hole, the cave, and then he falls because, oh look, Polyphemus is right at the top there. So once again, somebody's falling again from this freaking height. Why is this happening?
It's got to happen all the time. That's probably what the hole is for. It's like there to give characters who are the ones who are trapped in the cave hope, and Polyphemus knows they're going to try to go for it, and then they'll fall, and then they'll just hit the ground and die, and it's easier for him.
The fact that Clarice fell from that height and she was okay, I feel like we didn't unpack that, but like she passed out for a bit.
Doesn't she like almost hit that cart? Yeah, like you don't just like pass out. If you pass out after an impact, it's because your brain hit your skull. She's got a traumatic brain injury. She's probably has internal bleeding. Someone get her some ambrosia.
You know what? She'll touch the fleece at some point during the next episode or two.
And then you're right. She'll be
all
fine.
good. Don't worry about it. And of us like basically gonna die if we're going by the book stuff, right? So
yeah, we'll see.
Like we're gonna have so many traumatic brain injuries. I think that's the answer. Everyone will be
fine.
Everything is gonna be a-okay. Darien,
we've got hopefully 3 more seasons of this.
My dear friend, can you tell the people where they can find you on the internet?
Sure, yeah. If you want to hear me talk about more mythology stuff with my brother, you can find us over on Muses and Mythology. If you're like, that's fine, but actually, I'm really into the Aragon book series by Christopher Paolini right now. You're in luck. I also talk about the inheritance cycle over on my podcast, Aragon and Back, again with my best friend, Lucy Hart. And if you're like, that's cool, but hey, you mentioned D&D a lot in this, and I really would rather hear you talk about like tabletop games that feature miniatures and dice. You're in luck. Over on the Bad Moon's Orbit, my good buddy Dalton Montgomery tells me all the lore for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. That's where you can find me.
Good stuff. And last episode, I actually plugged Muses because
you did. I heard that. I meant to say like, thank you, Charlie. That was so sweet of you.
I always plug Muses. Muses is so good and so important to me, and I just finally caught up today as well.
I feel like it was a good year, but mostly because of a Sherlock Carol. That was incredible. What an incredible coincidence for a local theater in our area.
We don't talk about an Easter Carol. We don't talk about it.
No. Oh, I can't. Listen, you heard the episode and DJ's like, okay, we're done. And we end it. And I bitched for 5 more minutes and got way more heated. And I told him like, thank you so much for ending the episode when you did, because I was just starting to get very angry. Like I didn't realize how angry I was. So, and I didn't need to like get that visceral on the podcast, but like he was not what this episode is about. Okay.
So do you have a piece of media that you think the listeners would like, or like give them something that's not that?
Yeah, actually, so every year, starting on like Christmas Day into the new year, I re-listen to the first campaign from the Adventure Zone podcast. Speaking of D&D, of the actual play podcast, The Adventure Zone, I re-listen to their first campaign, which is their balance art, because it is one of my favorite stories of all time, full stop. I adore it so deeply. It made me like, it changed the way I think about storytelling and like what I want stories to do. And it's rocky at first because it's just these brothers and their dad learning to play D&D together, and they come from improv comedy, and it becomes the most beautiful story I've ever heard. But those rocky elements are so crucial to what it becomes. Like when you finish it and you step back and you see the full tapestry of what they created together, it's just lovely. And so if you've never listened to it, I do recommend it. But also they are just actively adapting it into a graphic novel series. The last book comes out this July, and so if you're like, the rough start is a little too much for me I don't need quite this many I'm getting off on killing goblins jokes, I totally hear you. You can just read the graphic novels. I actually do think they are the best way to, just the story is so much stronger in the graphic novel because they're able to adapt it so successfully. And again, the last one, wrapping it all up, comes out in July. And so just again, the Adventure Zone ballot specifically, but the graphic novels are just like the Adventure Zone. The first one is Here There Be Gerblins. It's again such a beautiful story. I was listening to, I'm only like halfway through it right now, and a certain scene happens that I've heard 6 times. This is my 7. This is my 7th time listening to this podcast, and I still cried just hearing this music because it means so much to me. So yeah, that's what I want to plug. If you it's good, gang. It's good. And I'm not saying anything new.
That's awesome. So I am continuing my Assassin's Creed journey because
Nice.
I was recommended by a friend to play Odyssey, and that was the first Assassin's Creed game I ever played, and it is chronologically first in the historical timeline. So Raye suggested that I try to play the rest of the games in that same historical order.
Fascinating. Okay.
So the next one is Origins, and I've been playing Origins. And so Odyssey, of course, is the ancient Greece one. Origins is our Egypt one.
Yeah.
So I'm getting all the Kane Chronicles vibes from it. And anytime they reference something, I'm like, I know what that is. I know what that is. That's so cool. I love this.
Nice.
And it's at the time of Cleopatra and Ptolemy and everything. And
right at the end of the kingdoms.
Yeah, it's so weird because the first game also does not have the iconic blade, the hidden blade, the Assassin's Creed blade that everybody knows, or the hoods or anything. I think this game is where you finally get some of those things. I finally got a blade, and they yeah, this was invented in Persia, and it was used to kill this guy, and I'm like, that was in the DLC of Odyssey. I remember that.
Hey,
callback.
Very good.
Yeah,
nice.
It is weird because historically, it's gonna be it's gonna make sense, but for the modern timeline, because that's how these go, is that it's a modern person going into the memories of a historical person. It's I'm going a game backwards, and I'm learning about this person before. So it's that part's gonna be a little bit weird for me. But I really wanted to experience this in a different way than everyone else has been. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, and I like it. I like the theming.
Sounds like it's been a positive gaming experience so far.
I'm turning into a gamer.
Nice.
I was not a gamer until I don't know, the past couple of years.
That's a good.
And now I play D&D, and I have a gaming computer, and I got a bunch of things on Steam. I have so many games on Steam because I get them for cheap whenever they're on sale. So
that's great.
But now I guess we have to finish this episode. So sad. Partings are such sweet sorrow.
Yep, that's how they get you.
So I guess, Darien, you have to get the fuck off my island.
We gotta sail past the sirens and GTF.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal the beeswax from you just as you get close by there. So you can't. You actually have to go listen to the sirens. Good luck with that. I hope your flaw isn't too fatal.
Fair. Okay. Good plan. For sure. Justified. I understand.
All right. Bye.
You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send us a message through the Duat to oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about the Riordanverse or whatever else. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology, no promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. If you want to hear more from me, Raye, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast's Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. You can also hear my voice on 2 other podcasts. I co-host another podcast on the network with the meme maker Robert called The Bits, where we talk about the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe. I also co-host a non-network podcast with my buddy Ethan called Mysteries in the Machine, where we talk about all things Scooby-Doo. Our music was created and produced by Isabel Strauss-Riggs. You can find Isabel at Kane I, that's I is in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now we are discussing The Kane Chronicles. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
I'm Christina Kahn.
And I'm Leela Hilton.
And this is Burn Before Reading,
the podcast about shiterature.
We're here to examine the terrible writing we did when we were younger.
Like that school project you were really proud of.
Or that poem you wrote when you got dumped.
Well, how about that apology letter you wrote to your mom when you got into that fight?
Or the song you recorded before you knew how to write music.
Okay, don't at me. And we're here to talk about other cringy literary topics along the way.
Like the Library of Alexandria.
And Dewey Decimal.
His name was Melville Dewey.
Oh, well, do we want to get the clips rolling?
I don't think I ever recovered from this in terms of being cool.
Why did I say any of this?
I do like the drama.
So there is actually quite a bit to unpack here.
Oh, all this drama was so addictive as a teenager.
There's no punctuation to it. I'll start with that.
I actually have no memory of this.
There were so many lies that I was telling it.
It's not terrible.
No one really taught me how to write a good short story.
That was a journey.
Listen to Burn Before Reading
every Wednesday, wherever pods are cast.
Deus Ex Media.